Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. What a beautiful morning. We are on our way to Whitefish Point. Wow. Does it get any more beautiful than this? Look at that sunrise. Thanks for coming along. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. We got a super nice day today. As you all know, my truck broke and I wasn't sure how I'd get to the beach anytime soon. I met this guy that's a big rock hound. He goes all over the place looking for rocks. He's got a Jeep and he offered to give me a ride from Whitefish Point, where I got a ride from a buddy of mine that works there. I told this guy that he should make a YouTube channel because he's got all these cool rock adventures. You want to say hi?
Hello.
Anyway, that's Rob from Michigan Rocks. We're going out on a trip today. I'm super excited, and we're gonna have a good time and see what we can find. I love his Jeep. It's pretty sweet. What a beautiful morning here at Vermilion. It's so nice out this morning. Winds are going to be out of the south. There's a few breakers, but they might calm down. This is a pile of rocks for Vermilion. This is awesome. Thanks for coming along.
I'm not back anyhow, but I could have brought my bucket. I'm busy talking to you. This is magnetite. Oh yeah.
Rob found a piece of magnetite. Rob is the guy that showed me what those are, and now I collect them. They're super beautiful. I found something on the beach. I'm not sure if it's agate or banded iron formation. Banded iron formation. Welcome back, everybody. We have John here. Say hi, John.
Hello.
John found his first agate. This is his first hunt, and that is a really pretty agate. It's got, what are those called? Those the bumps.
I don't know what bumps you're talking. I gotta get my glasses on.
Anyway, it's a really pretty agate, and there's a name for the bumps on those things.
Yeah, fortification agate? Is that what you mean?
It is got some fortification, but these little, they're almost like tubes.
Oh, no, I don't know. Other than tube.
Anyway, it's a nice agate, and then we just spotted our first one right down here. If you can see that, it's got some nice bands. I'll get it from the other side. This is the nicest one that I have found in a long time. We'll go get it wet.
Oh, that's a beauty.
That is really pretty.
Well, that didn't take long. We've been here 5 minutes.
Rob, we got to find you a good one of these. What do you say?
I'm all for that.
That's awesome. We got another partial agate here. Pretty good size. These rocks today are pretty incredible. I'm very happy, super excited to be out here with Rob. What an awesome opportunity. I'm so appreciative that he was able to pick me up from Whitefish Point and drive us out to Vermilion. Super, super excited. So, very nice morning out here. These rocks are pretty incredible. They kind of stop for a little bit and then they start up. It should be really good picking down there. This morning is just incredible. This is my favorite place in Upper Michigan. Got a little piece of beach glass right here. Take that home, stick it in the pocket. Up ahead we have some really good looking rocks. There's already been quite a few agate hunters today, but that's okay. There's a lot of rocks. Finding a lot of very unusual and pretty rocks today. Got this really pretty kind of greenish black stripy rock, and then Rob just pointed out this piece of epidote. Most of these rocks all came, they were deposited from the winds we had the last couple of days. There weren't half this many the last time I was here. I'm glad Rob and I came out on such a prolific rock day. How's those water treating you? Pretty good?
Good. The boots aren't leaking yet, so that's good.
He's got dry feet. That's one good thing about being an agate hunter, is having dry feet. Rob just found a Uper light. He just put the black light on it. It's got some really good color in certain places. I've never found one in the daytime, that's for sure. Rob, you must have the eye for that.
I don't know what it is. These jump out at me. I can't find agates, but I can find Uper lights.
That was pretty nice. That's huge. That's the biggest one I've ever seen.
I found them quite a bit bigger. Left them on the beach too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's for you, John.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I found a holy piece of driftwood. Those are my favorite. We got a lot of debris from the waves right here. This is my favorite kind of picking, my favorite kind of hunting. We just found this one, not very big, super pretty. Found it in the dry. Showed Rob what it looked like in the natural habitat. Well, here's our typical little patch of sand. We've actually had more rocks this trip than I've been here in a long time, but there is always this little area that has some sand, but we still have some good rocks. I just found this very beautiful rock, host rock with lots of little crystals in it. We were just talking about it, Rob and I, and we're thinking this is amygdaloidal and not so much porphyritic, but neither one of us are geologists. He knows a whole lot more than I do, but we're not exactly certain on this one. But it's cool nonetheless. I'll definitely take it home. Oh, here's an agate. You guys can see that. Rob, would you like to come find the agate to test your eyes?
I love that.
Rob's going to come find our agate. It's not a great one.
No, you're doing it on video?
I'm doing it on video.
That's a lot of pressure.
You're going to have to walk a little bit farther to the east.
I got an alarm going off in my pocket. Oh, I think I see it. This one? No,
nope.
That one. Oh, right here?
Yeah, there it is. I haven't even picked it up yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Not a great agate, but at least you can see the color and what they kind of look like without being banded, so that's good.
That's why I didn't find it right away.
Just found an agate. Just so you know, I did move it before I turned on my camera. Let's get it wet. Kind of a nodule, not a lot of defined bands, but very nice. Fun to find. So this is something that I had picked up and threw back down. I had no idea what it was, and I asked Rob. It looked like a massive piece of a carrot. He said it was a sugar beet. It probably was drifted downstream in some creek at from somebody's deer camp, and then ended up coming up here with a wave. So that's not something I've ever found on the beach before. What's this? A piece of chert. So far, I'm not being a very good guide. Rob hasn't found a super good agate yet. John, that's been walking with us, he's found a couple good ones. I'll have to show you another one that he found not too long ago. He's doing pretty good. We spotted one. It's not super good. It's not bad. It's definitely pretty sitting in the sand all by itself with just a couple stones. I'll definitely put that in the pocket. There's actually a bit of a west wind today. It was supposed to be south-southeast at 4, but it's coming directly behind us. We are now getting into some more stones up here. That's good. I haven't filmed a lot of the rocks today. Rob's such an interesting guy. There's so much to talk about. But it's getting close to November. Our winters can start this time of year, but it's been fairly mild, so that's good. Rob is talking about bringing Sam up on another hunt sometime later this month or next. I need to start looking for a new vehicle, something with 4-wheel drive. But thank you guys so much for coming along on this trip. Those rocks out in the water are pretty spectacular, but I don't think I'm going to get wet today. Came up here a little bit higher. We got a nice field of stones as far as the eye can see. Rob's out there filming something. Maybe he found his first super good agate. I'm finding that coming out here with other guys and stuff like that, I don't tell as many stories. I need to tell you guys a story. What's that? Oh, some sort of agate in the host rocks. One of my favorite guiding trips in Alaska when I was doing the fly-in bear viewing trips. Sometimes the company would fly me out in a float plane to these remote locations early in the morning, and then they would bring groups of people out to film the bears. They'd bring these groups of 6 or 12 people, and then I would hike them into the woods, into the bush, looking for the bears. And there was one particular day that the company flew me in, and then a big fog system came in. And they couldn't get any more planes out of Ketchikan. That's where we were based out of. There was too much fog. So I was out there in the Forest Service lands just waiting for my float plane company to be able to bring a group of people. So I decided to go watch the bears myself since I didn't have any guests to guide, and I went down by the river. And a bear came up out of the woods and came right up to me. And I sat down and started eating some wild blueberries that were there just off the trail. And then this bear came out and sat down next to me and started eating blueberries right off that same bush that I was eating at. Well, this area was patrolled by the Forest Service. They had park rangers out there. And at one point, when I was out there, the fog lifted and another float plane company got a group of people out there, and they were on a guided tour from another company. Anyway, this group came down the trail, right off the trail, and they ended up seeing me sitting with the bear eating blueberries, and it startled this one lady, and she screamed. Luckily, the Forest Service person wasn't there to see that, but the other guide for that other company did tell the Forest Service what I was doing, and I ended up getting in trouble for fraternizing with the bears. I wasn't supposed to be hanging out with the bears, especially in view of other people on guided tours. But it was still a pretty cool interlude to sit down in the woods and eat berries off the same tree as another bear. But like I said, I've had a lot of animals come up to me. That's just one of hundreds of stories that I have. These rocks are really nice, but I'm not seeing a lot of agates. I'm really hoping Rob's going to find a good one here pretty soon. Oh, there's a lot of debris down here. This is my kind of pickings. John found another really pretty one. It's not big. Let's see if I can get this to focus. But it's a solid gem agate. Reds and blues and whites. You're on a roll today, John. That's really good. Just stumbled upon a big old piece of chert. It's the super wanted to be an agate. This is what I saw sticking out of the rocks, and it totally looked like an agate. They had me fooled, and it's a whopper. Just spotted some super nice chert, and they look identical. The colors and the patterns are the same. They're, of course, different shape, different size, but they look very similar. They're probably both really pretty wet. Kind of cool to see those both together. Still got to find Rob a good agate up here. We got some more good rocks. It's a great day on the beach, that's for sure. Just found this guy. See how close we can get to see those bands. Put it back down there. Definitely banded, but a lot of fractures. And then I also just found this carnelian one a second ago and brought it up and showed Rob before I forgot to film it. Hey Rob, you finding anything out there? Nope. Finding some waves, some pretty stones. Well, we just got passed by our first other agate hunter. He was out here quite a bit before us. He's pretty much hunted just the wet and the wave line. He hasn't done much in the dry. But he's definitely an agate finder. He finds quite a few. That's a really good rod. That one's traveling with me. Rob went back to the water. John's up there in the dry. We got a little bit farther to go, and then we'll probably have to turn around in a little bit. All right, so we're all excited. We're coming up to one of the largest patches of dry stones that we've come to, and the other agate hunter just let us all know that he did not do any hunting up in the dry. And I suspected that because there was no footprints. He was down in the water. So John came up, or John's been up here, and Rob came up here. I'm up here. Let's see what we can find on this patch of stones. It could be good. So Rob just found a pretty nice big agate that had a little bit of host rock on the outsides in certain places, but it should be a solid agate. I found one similar to his, but not half as big nor half as pretty. His was pretty cool. Let's see if I can get this to focus. It's kind of unusual, but I like his better. That is a cool one. It's almost a triple, but that's a neat one. Do you ever save the Omar Lux?
No. I've had some before. You don't want it, do you?
I'll take it. Where is the rock? I got my mini Omar Lux collection. So I just found this guy. I don't do very good with the scoop. Found this one in the dry. It's super pretty. Rob is teaching me a little bit about internet and YouTube, and he just mentioned something called a podcast. There's a podcast he wants me to listen to about making a quality video, and I said, what's a podcast? And he said, man, you are sheltered. Anyway, I'm learning. I appreciate Rob for giving me some insight on some things. Just spotted a little bit of orange and red. It's been kind of dry up here. It's a little bit of agate.
Does it taste like an agate?
It does. It might have been 2%. I don't think it was whole, but we'll see. this is what we have to look for. We got a lot of rocks, not a lot of agates right now.
Better if we could shade it somehow.
So I just found this rock, and there's the three of us. There's John, there's Rob, and myself. I guessed that it was a euperlite because I picked it up. John, you guessed yes?
Yes.
John guessed yes, and Rob guessed no. You want to use your light?
It's definitely a euperlite.
It is a euperlite. It's not
Flip
showing
it
up.
over again. I think it was the other side was better. We
I
could
think so.
shadow it somehow right there.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That's the first part I put the light on.
So
Yep.
This is my first euperlite in the daytime, and I've only found 3 lifetimes, so this is pretty cool for me.
Yeah, this is a good one too.
Thanks, guys. Again, I was glad Rob was wrong because that means I'm right.
I'm looking horrible on your video.
So I got an agate here on the beach. You got it already?
Yep.
I don't know how good it is.
As soon as I left the beach.
Of course, wouldn't it be funny if it turned out to be a mystery rock? Wrong hand. No, that's not a mystery rock. Kind of a nodule. Not a lot of defined bands, but it's a keeper.
Yes,
It looks nicer on the ground than it does in my hand, but I'm happy to find that. I'd say we're about a half a mile from being back to the buildings. We found a few things. Rob just found a super cool banded iron formation. The hematite is really super shiny. Super impressed with that find. Very calm out here today. There's virtually no wind, which is nice. Not as much driftwood as the last couple times I've been out here. Rob is back in the water, looking for the big score. Got all the debris back on the rocks again. I haven't filmed much rocks lately. Up in the distance, you can see the beautiful fall colors of the trees. Every time I try to zoom in, I always screw it up. But let's see if I can try. That worked a little bit better, so that's way off in the distance. I think Rob's having a good time. I'm having a good time. Super glad we came out today. We all just spotted an agate that's hiding underneath the rock, or maybe from the other side. Get you closer. Looks like it's a nice banded one. Actually, this camera does a pretty good job. Oh, not very big. Oh, but really pretty. It's like a thumbprint, like a fingerprint.
Yeah, that's one of the better ones, I'd say, for today.
For bands.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Are you going to get it wet or what?
Oh, yeah, I will.
What are you waiting for?
It looked pretty in the dry. There we go. Thank you, Lord. That was a good agate. Thanks for tuning in. I haven't found a crayfish in one of these agate mines, agate pits ever. Rob actually found this guy. They're pretty good eating, but I won't eat him. Oh, there's Rob and Guy John, and then there's some other hunters further down the beach. We're about done for the day. It's been a fun day. So Rob's out there in the water. I showed him a picture of my 12.7 ounce agate that I found here back in like 2004. He's out there looking for one to finish this day. It was actually about in almost 4 feet of water, so the rocks went out further. So just keep walking. I'll tell you when to stop.
No more rocks after this.
Oh, just keep going. Just keep going. Anyway, we're almost back at the buildings. This is where I found it. almost 19 years ago. We're about ready to be done for the day. We all found some good ones. John did awesome for his first day. Thank you so much for coming along on this activity, this venture. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning into Upper Peninsula Beautiful. We had a good time. Rob and I were out there. We had John with us. He found like 4 or 5 agates for his very first day of agate hunting. That was pretty cool. Rob did not find the gem quality banded agate that I was hoping he would. As the guide, I was really hoping he was going to find a super dandy. But any words you want to say?
No, I'm just nice to meet you, and it was fun hunting with you. Even if I didn't find the biggest agate of my life, I didn't really expect to.
Well, this guy, you guys know him. He's got a channel. If he can show me how to do it, I can put a link to his channel. But I bet you many of you guys have seen him before. But he's awesome. This was a lot of fun for Dan, and I'm glad Rob came along. And I'm glad that Rob drove me because I was out of a vehicle. So thank you for tuning in to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. Have a great night. Remember, seek and ye shall find.
I can't really redo it because I did a little stone stash thing.
Well, welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we're wrapping up for the day. Rob's getting out of the waders, and this is John. Just wanted to say hey to him. He did awesome today hunting his first agates, and what he mentioned to us when we got here in the parking lot, he's like, hey, I know you. And then I knew everybody would know Rob, but then he says, oh, I know you too. You're Upper Peninsula Beautiful. So he's my first person I've ever seen that recognized me. So thank you so much for being in the video. Good luck with your Uperlite hunting tonight. Here we are at my, oh, that's not my favorite. Yeah, yes, it is my favorite tree. There's my favorite tree once again. I love that tree. Thank you for tuning in to Upper Peninsula Beautiful. The fall color tour is just about done. This is just the end of the peak season, but still beautiful. Thank you to Scott for driving me out to Whitefish Point so I could meet up with Rob. Without Scott, I wouldn't have been able to make that video with Rob. So this is a shout out to Scott and Rachel and their daughter, Hattie. Have a good day. Thank you for tuning in to Upper Peninsula Beautiful.